Hey there, scabby scummers and gangers. Crimson Oracle here, and time to talk about the new info that we have about the Ash Waste release. We are, of course, slowly, gradually being drip-fed information. We first started getting painting previews, which I don't think I've seen them do painting previews so haphazardly before, but there it is. The release windows in general have gotten really confusing. But we do know that this is coming soon. My suspicion is that we'll see it in early May, but it's just a guess at this point. But we got some tastes of the rules over the last few days. So first off, we did get to see that there's a large land train vehicle, the Cargo 8 hauler coming, Ridge hauler coming. That one looks really cool. It mentioned in the video that it has toughness 8 or 9 all around, which makes me suspicious that there will be vehicle facings, side armor, back armor, front armor, and that they'll have different toughness and saves. It appears that they'll be using toughness, obviously, instead of armor values, the way you might have seen them do vehicles in previous editions. It's really interesting, kind of looking at what they've given us so far to scry out useful information. We also got a preview of Vespa Minx Merdana, daughter of Slate Merdana. She is rocking a quad. She has a rapid fire belt fed missile launcher. And the model just looks absolutely exquisite. The amount of detail, there are like booze bottles that are hanging off the side of the bike. There's little tool details. She has just an absolutely fantastic head. My only fear is how much it's going to cost, since it's definitely going to be a Forge World kit. But I'm probably going to have to pick that one up because it's just too cool. But we have also gotten today an article about the Dustback Helamites, which is the name of the bug cavalry. It's pretty exciting to see how these rules are going to work, because it includes some real teasers. So while most gangs have access to garages full of vehicles that come with their own profiles and upgrades, Dustback Helamites work as war gear under the rules. They provide the mounted condition, and for more mobility, they give riders a move of 8 inches and the leap skill. Those legs aren't just for show. So we already here are getting information that the mount type of vehicle will work something like the grav cutter that the Vansar have access to, where it's a piece of war gear. It changes something about how the model works. And in this case, we're seeing the mounted condition, which means that fighters have to take damage based off of how fast they moved if they get knocked over. That is pretty interesting. That is something that they didn't implement with the grav cutter, but which I think could be, interesting to kind of retroactively add back in. You also see that it gives the fighter a skill that they can use. That's interesting. It makes sense that the cavalry's movement would affect the unit's movement. So that's totally sensible rules addition. And then it says, mounted also applies to dirt bikes and other war gear, and opens up opportunities for a ride by which a mounted model can make a single close combat attack if it moves within 1 inch of an enemy before swooping off. So here it is. We're getting dirt bikes. We all assumed, right? I mean, the Gene Stealer Cult, Adeline Jackal box has been a staple of Necromunda conversions for years at this point. I've done a bunch. I know plenty of people have done a bunch, and it would be absolutely silly for them to not take advantage of this excellent kit and produce a bunch of I'm hoping that they'll produce upgrade bodies or something in that vein that will allow us to just pop an Escher body or a Goliath body down on one of those kits. Oh yeah, one of them's right here. For the Goliaths, I used the quad because I thought that it was a better representation of what a Goliath would probably be riding, since they are probably a bit too bulky, a bit too heavy to be using those dirt bikes on sand. It just doesn't seem like a good combo. So a ride by works a lot like the grav cutter's ramming attack. You move past someone, you can attack them at 1 inch if it's a regular close combat weapon, or you can do your versatile range if it's a versatile weapon. And the only difference with the grav cutter is that it does afford your opponent the opportunity to make a single strike back against you, which could definitely go badly if you don't kill them and it's someone powerful. Getting power fisted in the jaw while traveling at 60 miles per hour is known to cause health problems. So watch out who you do a ride by on. They are subjected to the knockdown rule, or they're subjected to the I get knocked down rule, which obviously is a Chumbawamba reference. So again, with the pop culture references within Necromunda, they really have leaned into it, as the references to his divine shadow from freaking Lex of all TV shows in the House of Shadow can attest to. We also get a little bit of information about the chain lances. So they're versatile with 2 inches, and they do +2 strength, AP -2. And they seem like they'll be really, really good against infantry, but I would expect them to struggle against larger vehicles, because even at strength 5 or 6, you are going to struggle to wound something that is toughness 8. So, we'll see what the other vehicles wind up being. We'll see if facings wind up making it easier to, say, hit the back of of certain vehicles and do damage. But I'm super excited to see more rules previews. We are getting a battle report tomorrow that will include, I believe, the quads. So we'll get an idea of how the vehicle rules work, hopefully tomorrow. I'm going to watch that, and I might even do another video like this tomorrow where I talk about what we learn, and maybe even review the battle report a little bit, because I'm fascinated to see what their Necromunda battle report looks like. Maybe I can learn something from it, because I like to improve the quality of my stuff. But ash wastes are coming. I'm working on more and more stuff around here. I'm hoping that within the next few weeks I can get a few more vehicles done and be really ready to get rolling with the bigger vehicle stuff when we get the full rules drop. I'm really, really hopeful that they're going to do a variety of game modes where there'll be, things like you're at a fixed location and the vehicles are moving around. And then at other times you're, on a road. And so you're moving the board as you go, that kind of stuff. But we'll see. We'll see what we wind up getting. I just couldn't be more excited to play with the variety of stuff that is coming down the pipe, and I'm so stoked for generic vehicles and for gang specific vehicles. I love converting. I love playing with this stuff. So bring it on. Bring it all on. All right. Everybody, don't forget to like and subscribe to get more videos like this, and don't forget to check me out on Patreon. Thanks for patrons of this show. You keep it running, and it is very helpful as well. I hope that everybody checks out the podcast if you like Necromunda. I have like 50 episodes on the topic, so it's worth checking out if you like to kind of go deep on any of the various factions or game modes or what have you in Necromunda. And of course, everyone, please stay safe, and don't forget to change your paint water.